I know just the place.
Alright, what up? We're back, and today's topic at hand is going to be food labels. So,
something you really want to watch out and know how to read if you want to get results. If you don't know how to read labels, that's not good. That's very important because you don't know what you're putting in your body. You got to know what macros you're getting and, you know, how they're going to affect you.
A quick no-no example would be soda. So when you look at soda, if you don't know what you're trying to read for or anything, you're going to look at the soda can and you're just going to be like, well, you know, whatever, carbs, fats, proteins. And you're going to see that it has like no fat, no protein, and a bunch of carbs. And you're going to be like, okay, that's cool, whatever. So you drink the soda, but little do you know, it's full of sugar. I mean,
and the worst kind too, high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, and you know, you look at that and you might see like 52 grams of carbs in the Mountain Dew, and there might be like 48 grams of sugar. That's terrible. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that.
Yeah. Rule of thumb: if you want to drink a soda, anything that's labeled diet or zero, they have like Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero, whatever. Now.
And then, okay, so then people say, that's a good question. I'm going to ask you. I'll be common folk here. Is it okay to drink diet soda? Like, does that cause any problems? And, you know, is there any sugar in soda? Like, what are these sugar alcohols? Because people would be like, how does that have zero sugar?
There's some crazy people out there that, you know, think that, oh, diet soda, you don't lose weight. Diet soda will make you fat. Like, you can't lose weight on drinking diet soda. And that's just a huge myth. The reason being is maybe some people drank diet soda and they got fat, but you know what? It's from everything else they're eating.
You know what? Let's go on that real quick. I can get a study that shows somebody gaining weight while consuming diet soda so easy. Take a sedentary individual, put them on, just give them diet soda and don't change their diet, run a protocol, post it on NCIB, Plum Med, whatever the hell you want, and then say, yeah, look, they gained weight because they were drinking diet soda. Yeah. Meanwhile, the person's eating chicken wings and going to KFC every other day and living their lives, and they're just trying to construe the whole data set that diet soda got you fat. And it's like, no.
And they might also mentally be thinking, oh, I had a diet soda, so I can eat extra because of that. You know, it could be, you know.
Oh, and that's the other thing. So now, okay, it has zero sugars and zero carbs. That means I can eat more carbs in another meal. And then you're just basically
negating it.
And you're just
worse.
Or worse, yeah. So
if you control all the variables, diet soda has no effect. And it does not cause cancer. That's a super old myth. You know,
and the reason why it has zero sugars, we won't go too crazy down this because we want to stick to the food labels and the funny stuff that they do. But think about like the nonsense of people saying, well, gorillas eat plants and they're strong, so we can eat plants and we're strong. Wrong. Gorillas can digest fiber and actually use it for energy, whereas we can't. So man also made another sugar that we can't digest, which is called, you know, you could look at like stevia, any zero-calorie sugar. The reason it's 0 calories is because when you ingest it, you can't digest it and use it for calories. So you just poop it out like a bolus, very similar to what fiber is. And they load it up with this kind of sugar, and then since you can't digest it and use it as glycogen, then you're going to be able to absorb none of it. So they can therefore list it as 0 calories or 0 grams of sugar. Or you'll see it another way they list it on food labels would be like net carbs. And the reason they're doing that is because they're counting out,
subtract the fiber.
The fiber, because you can't digest the fiber. We're not gorillas. We don't go around swinging on trees eating plants and getting all jacked and juicy from it. I wish we could.
Yeah.
I'd eat a lot of grass if I could get jacked and juicy off of fiber.
So anyways, food labels, very important to know what you're looking at. You look at the back. It says nutrition facts.
And this is what you gotta, like, we're going deeper now. Robbie's about to break down labels that lie to you, basically. They use
Marketing. The marketing on the front of the package.
It's not a lie, but they extend the truth to a stupid person, and then they extrapolate that you don't know what you're doing. But guess what? You're gonna watch this Warzone video. You're gonna like and subscribe to this goddamn channel, and then be smarter about this. Yep. So go break it down.
You don't want to be one of those people that reads the front of the package, and you'll see later why, and then just buys a food based on what you see on the front of the package. You want to know how to read the back of the package, the real nutrition facts.
Right.
Because the front of the package may say little, they'll have little terms thrown out there: low fat, sugar free, organic, vegan,
grass fed,
whatever. Yeah, all these different marketing terms to get people to buy it, because people don't know how to read the back. You want to know how to read the back. First things first, calories. That's number one. That's where calories are energy. Calories are energy that's taken in, and it's either burned or stored as fat or used for building muscle, growth, whatever. Calories are made up of macros. And macros, so you got your proteins, carbs, fats, and if you want to be technical, alcohol as well. There's certain, each gram of fat has 9 calories, each gram of protein and carbs has 4 calories, each gram of alcohol has 7 calories. And that's what makes up the total calories. And they all have different functions. You need all of them, but we don't need to get into all that. That could be that's real long. But anyways, and then below that is another thing you might want to look at is ingredients too. Ingredients are always in descending order, so the first ingredient is always what makes up the most of your food.
Right.
So like say something is, a bread or something. First ingredient's going to be like wheat flour or something like that.
Or a salmon patty that has like 90% 70-30 beef in it with 10% salmon. They're calling it a salmon
first
patty.
ingredient is what makes up most of it. You don't want to see things like, canola oil or like sugar or high fructose corn syrup, even like your first, 3-4 ingredients. That's not good.
That would be alarming.
Yeah, you want, quality ingredients, especially in the first ones. A lot of times,
the less the ingredients, generally speaking, the better.
Yeah, generally, yeah. There can be like,
because if you see a list that's like 50 things long, and it's like a bag of Doritos, you know they're doing something.
Yeah. And a lot of those ones at the bottom, it'll say contains less than 2% of the following. And those are your ingredients that really doesn't matter. It's less than 2%. It's like a flavoring or a color or something like that. It's mostly those first ingredients you want to look out for.
Look out for things like high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, anything. If you wanted to be like, there's a lot of weird things that they can throw in there, but you really won't care that it's in there. But big things are high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, canola oils, all that kind of stuff. So
corn syrup, sugar, stuff like that. But anyways, we see things like, you might,
real quick, you might be wondering why we say sugars. We'll get into a different video, but the glycemic index plays a big role on that. We'll get into that next time.
Shakes, a lot of people want to lose weight.
So this shake right here, we're going to have it right here. Everybody look. It's going to be in the Slim Fast video.
Fast,
my editing skills will come through this video.
So, there are good ones too. You got to watch out. Slim Fast Original. It's these shakes, and they're expensive. They're like, a 4-pack. I don't know what it is, $5-6 or something.
Yeah.
And the original one, if you look at the back, the original one has only 10 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, 18 grams of sugar.
18 grams.
And this
of sugar.
Is a weight loss shake.
Yeah, so
18 grams of sugar.
Now let's get this. I just want to compare this to something here. It has 18 grams of sugar and 10 grams of protein, and it's a weight loss shake.
Yeah.
We actually know that protein aids in weight loss, and we'll get into all this other stuff with suppressing ghrelin.
That's good, but you want a shake that has 20 or 30 grams of protein.
Exactly, and think about any protein powder in GNC. You're going to see like 25 grams of protein to like 1 to 3 grams of sugar. Maybe 5 if it's BSN, because it's a little bit more tasty and they do that. But you know what? Post-workout, that's fine.
Yeah, look at the ingredients. This is a weight loss shake. First ingredient, fat-free milk. Okay. Second ingredient, water. Okay. Third ingredient is sugar. Fourth ingredient is canola oil.
Yeah.
You're going to drink sugar and canola oil to lose weight? Makes no sense.
Yeah, no.
No.
And second of all, the sugar, we already know, has similar effects on the brain that cocaine does. It makes you want more of it. So then you might induce a binge on these shakes, which are not very good for you.
You might think, they're good for you. I can drink the whole 4-pack.
Yeah. All right, so the protein you would need for an adequate male trying to gain weight like us, and if you want to, make gains in the gym, you'd have to drink that whole goddamn pack to get your protein.
Yeah.
And then now you're
a lot of sugar.
And then you're talking like 72 grams of sugar for that 4-pack.
Yeah.
Now, you better just have the most anabolic deadlift day ever to consume that many grams of sugar.
Now I will say this: there is another one you can watch out for, Slim Fast Advanced. My girlfriend drinks these. They have they're low sugar, and they have like 30 grams of protein or something. Like 25 or 30 grams of protein.
Of course, they're going to be more money probably. Unless you get them
they're not that much more. They're not that much more either. So watch out for that.
Because they just want you to pay more to be healthy.
Mm-hmm. Here's another thing I saw in the store: Skinny Pop popcorn. Really? So it makes you think. People say Skinny Pop, like they're like, oh wow, this is like good for weight loss or something. Like it's not like junk food. It's it's healthy. It says non-GMO, gluten-free. By the way, corn is always gluten-free.
This is like having like.
This is not some special popcorn. Every corn is gluten-free.
This would be comparable to having a bill passed that says "Save the Children," and the bill actually is sending all the children to Epstein's Island. That's exactly what we would be talking about.
Okay, so you look at the front and you're like, oh, this looks like it's healthy. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, no artificial ingredients, and it's called Skinny Pop. Look at the back. First of all, popcorn, air pop popcorn or low-fat popcorn, like Smart Pop or something like that. It's like 2 grams, 1 gram of fat. There's like no fat in it. This has 10 grams of fat, and they call it Skinny Pop. Doesn't make any sense to me. There's only 15 grams of carbs, so there's actually a lot of fat in comparison to the carbohydrate content, and only 2 grams of protein.
And this is popped.
It's already pre-popped or whatever. Yeah.
Usually that. All right, so I'll just say
a lot of oils added.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because this is the kind of macros you'd see from a pre-pop popcorn, and then when it pops, all the oils burn out and you get the less calories. So like this is already popped, and it's like the equivalent of what like a pre-package would be.
It's like buying
you're just chomping down on
your movie theater butter popcorn and you're popping it in the microwave. Yeah, so you want to get the 94% fat-free one, Smart Pop. My favorite is.
And you can get those cheaper than Skinny Pop. Skinny Pop's a major brand that's charging out the wazoo now. So like you're paying more for a brand that's lying to you. It's like again, it's it's
not exactly a health food, No.
Then this stupid.
It's a marketing thing.
The worst marketing thing is going to be this goddamn Jiffy protein powder, or whatever the hell it was, or peanut butter.
Oh, where is it?
So let's talk about this real quick.
There was a peanut butter I saw in the store. Skippy. Right on the front of the label, no sugar added peanut butter. Ooh.
So, yep, this is what I was talking about.
It makes you think, oh, this is great. It's no sugar added. Let me start this off right here. This is a regular peanut butter has 3 grams of sugar. That's almost nothing. The Skippy no sugar added has 2 grams. So you lost 1 gram of sugar by not adding that 1 gram of sugar. 1 gram of sugar is only 4 calories.
You're gonna burn it off.
That's not going to make or break you at all. That's a huge marketing thing to get people to buy it.
And it's actually got more calories than the regular? 210 to 190.
210 to 190. Yeah.
So like if you were looking at this and you're trying to go through and be healthy, and you're going to buy this no sugar added Skippies and it's got more calories.
You think you can eat more.
Yeah. So then you think you could eat more. It's like, what the hell are we doing here? So
it has more calories.
You also see this.
It's higher in fat.
Yeah, and you also see this in other foods that say no sugar added. Like, I could go on and on. We were talking about ice cream, and I've seen it on maple syrup before. It's like it's pure sugar to begin with. Like, what do we like? They didn't add more sugar.
Fruit juices, no sugar added.
It's just
watch
ridiculous.
The back. If it's not diet or one of those 5 or 10 calorie ones, it's gonna have like 27 grams of sugar just from extracting it from the fruit. Here's another shake. Ensure it's like a health food shake. The first ingredient is water, and the second ingredient is corn maltodextrin. The third ingredient is sugar. And then milk protein. There's more sugar than milk protein.
Yeah. I mean,
corn maltodextrin too, which is just a carbohydrate from corn. There's 10 grams of sugar and only 9 grams of protein.
And these sugars are so bad because you're constantly abusing your insulin response, which is why people can eat themselves into becoming a diabetic.
they don't fill you up.
Yeah, and they
Like
don't fill you
fiber and
up.
protein fill you up.
And it's satiating.
Sugars don't fill you up.
No, it's very quick digesting.
food.
It abuses your insulin response. It's just terrible to constantly be eating simple
Yep.
sugars throughout the day. You want to minimize and learn to read these labels, you know. And
Sugars aren't all bad post-workout. You know, they help muscle recovery and stuff.
Go watch our Make
good for
Carbs
energy.
Great Again video. You'll understand what we're talking about. We got videos up the wazoo for all this, but we just thought like
natural sugars, fruits are amazing. I always eat fruit
Yep.
all the time.
And then you get into the glycemic index with that, with fruits, because of fructose and blah, blah, blah.
Here's an example of a good shake that you want to look for. I think this one it's called Pure Protein brand. 30 grams of protein. There's only 4 grams of carbs.
Yep, pure
1
protein,
gram of
yep.
sugar. Only 3 grams of fat.
I just
It's
had
protein.
I just had Jacob Clark. Shout out to him. He's asked me what kind of protein am I taking at the moment. Like, what am I using to work? I told him, I was like, man, I'm not gonna lie. I've been going to Walmart and getting Pure Protein and 6 Star because it's cheap.
Body Fortress.
Or
I
Body
love the
Fortress. I'm sorry.
Body Fortress, yeah.
So I go there and I get it. It's cheap. You know, back in the day, they were using incomplete proteins. They got caught. FDA came in. They made them change it, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. You know what they say on the box is good. If it's 30 grams per scoop, you're golden. So that's what I've been getting.
And even if it is a little less, because they're counting the creatine as a protein, because it is
right,
an
it's only going to be 3-4 grams.
It's still like only 3 grams or
Maybe
whatever. Just
4
maybe take a
grams,
little bit
yeah.
extra or something. Sprinkle a little extra in there.
Right.
You know, I like that. The Body Fortress is good quality stuff. I like it, and it's cheap and effective, and it's low carb. It's good for you. Here's another good example. This is Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk Light, I believe. It's only 4.5 grams of fat, only 9 grams of carbs. 5 of that's fiber, and 25 grams of protein. You know, like, who cares if you're having 9 grams of carbs if you're getting 25 grams of protein in that shake?
Right.
And they taste great.
That's a good ratio too.
Good example. Yeah, it's a good ratio.
You know.
Here's a bad example for another macro. We got Slim Fast Keto, and it's called Fat Bomb Meal Replacement Bar. Now, why in the world people ever thought that they can eat a fat bomb?
Yeah.
And
What is that got 24 grams of fat?
No. This is 24 vitamins and minerals, clinically proven to lose weight and keep it off. Okay.
See, yeah. So that's another thing they can say, clinically proven, because anybody can run a study on anybody and say that it worked, and it's just like, well, what in the
it's
hell?
their study.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, there's 14 grams of fat and only 7 grams of protein.
It's terrible.
I'd have to eat 4 of those to get the amount of protein that I want in a meal. 4 of those, and then you're multiplying that fat by 14 grams. You're getting almost 60 grams of fat, 56 grams of fat.
That's
If
insanity.
you're eating 4 bars. But
now, just to be clear here, I'm sitting about 230 or a little over right now. You're sitting, you know.
I haven't weighed myself in a while, but probably around
175, 170, you know, but how many grams of fat do you take in an entire day?
Probably 60.
Yeah, and I
Like,
take
I'm
about
pretty low
80 to
fat.
85, and that's it for me. So like, you're thinking just like, even just one of those, or 2, if you eat 2, it's like, holy shit, the rest of your
It's a
day is
lot.
going to be like no fat. You better be getting ready to eat chicken and rice and vegetables all the rest of your day if you're going to try and keep your fat that low, you know? Like,
Yeah, it's literally, the first ingredient is MCT and butter blend.
and that's what's going to cause the problems with people trying to eat good, because then they're just going to deprive themselves on other meals and eat like shit.
190 calories, most of that is fat. 7 grams of saturated
You gotta remember,
fat.
he says most of that is fat. Why? Because fat is 9 calories a gram.
Yeah.
There's 14 grams in there, so that means there's going to be 126 calories of fat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, out of 190 calories, 126 is fat. You know, you start breaking it down like that, that's no good for you.
Yeah.
So
Any bar that's under 15 grams of protein, I ought to pretty much count out. Unless it's like a granola bar and I'm not eating it for protein, I'm eating it for carbs.
So like sometimes I'll buy protein bars that are sub 15 grams as a supplement to
Or you
another
eat 2 of them
protein
or
source.
something. Yeah.
Well,
right.
usually, like, say I don't want to eat like extra amounts of whatever meat or something. I want to switch it up a little bit and get that protein from somewhere else. You can supplement those, but again, it's like not the wisest. So
now we're going to get into the cookies category. We got Newman's Own or original. It's like an Oreo knockoff type of thing, made with organic flour and organic sugar. This, folks, is something. You look at the back and read the label, compare it to a regular, I took this label and I compared it to regular Oreos. It's the exact same thing. It doesn't matter if it's made with organic.
These guys.
Organic sugar is still sugar. Organic flour is still flour. It still has the same amount of calories. Does nothing for your goals. It's I don't even know. It's just to get you to buy it because it sounds healthier. Yeah, organic this, organic that is a marketing gimmick. And then here's another one. Back to nature, plant-based snacks.
Crazy editing skills, folks.
Yeah, peanut butter cookies. So yeah, they're basically the same macros as an Oreo as well. The first ingredient is cane sugar and then unbleached wheat flour and then peanut butter. But you know, anything with the first ingredient is sugar,
you're going to be in a bad
really
spot.
Healthy. But they're supposed to be healthier cookies because they say back to nature.
But they're the exact same thing as Oreos.
They're literally not something. It's all marketing.
Grass-fed horse shit.
Yeah. Now we got Duncan Hines keto-friendly brownies.
Duncan Hines.
So this is why people like to do keto, because they can eat brownies all day and think they're going to lose weight. But anyways, I don't even know why they're keto, because it says it has 17 grams of carbs if you look at the label.
If you're eating...
anyone who really knows keto knows that you can't be eating things with 17 grams of carbs.
Yeah, why would you be keto? If you're keto out there, and does that make sense to you?
13 grams of fat, like... yeah, I don't know why they're called keto-friendly, but just because they have no added sugar. But anyways...
Lots of carbs.
Yeah, it's a marketing gimmick right there. Then we have Velveeta original cheese. Melts better and 50% less fat than cheddar cheese. But this cheese is not in a cooler. It is on the shelf.
It's real cheese sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Like,
no.
Cheese is supposed to be kept refrigerated. How much preservatives do they have to put in there to make it shelf stable as a cheese? It's 50% less fat, but I look at the label. It's got 4 grams of fat and 4 grams of protein. You know what I think they did? I think they just cut the serving size in half.
Yeah, and some of these foods out there, you know, reiterate, trans fats, you know, to be able to sit on the shelf for that long, they gotta, you know, trans fats are a way to preserve the item to be able to last that long, especially cheese like that. And they outlawed trans fats a while ago, but only to half gram or more. So you could have 0.4 of a gram per serving of trans fat, and then you eat like 5 servings of that, or let's just say 10 servings, and you get 2 or 4 grams of trans fats, and that's a no-no.
So this actually makes a lot of sense here. So they probably, so it says there's 0 trans fats, but there's probably like 0.5 because, you know, they want to keep it under the threshold to still be labeled.
Or 0.49999 repeated.
Yeah. So they want to keep it under that threshold so they can still claim it as 0. So what they probably did was cut the serving size small enough so that the trans fats are below that threshold, so they can still claim it as 0.
Your government allows this.
Yes. And this is not just cheese. It's skim milk, and canola oil. It's like cheese mixed with oils. I don't know how that has less fat. Just get some real cheese.
You know, and then thinking about that, take the cheese and all the oil out of it and put it in a container, and just like soda, take the sugar out, and then you say you won't drink that with a little bit of water, but you're going to ingest it with the food or the drink you're having already, and you don't care.
Yeah, you don't realize it. It's not real cheese. It's like...
It's disgusting.
Pig cheese.
It's disgusting.
Anyways, yeah. Now, next we have sweet potato chips. You see this a lot in the chip aisle. There's like veggie chips, you know, sweet potato chips. They're organic. They throw all these like fancy terms on the package to make you...
Because people have caught on by now, regular potato chips aren't that good for you. So
yeah,
sweet potato chips
are like one of the worst. But
sweet potato chips are supposedly great for you.
Sweet potato chips gotta be good for you. They're sea salt, they're organic, they put all these things on the front, but no, you're smart. You watch Warzone Fitness and you know you won't fall for that. You read the back of the label where you should be reading. They have the exact same macros as a potato chip. There's still 9 grams of fat, you know, unless, you know, you find some...
That's Dorito status right there. Doritos are like 12 grams of fat.
It's potatoes, oil, and salt. You know, literally the same. It doesn't matter if it's a sweet potato or a regular potato. It's still potatoes, oil, and salt. It's still going to have the same macronutrients, same calories. You can't eat more of it. I think you can get away with it because it's a sweet potato and it's, you know, organic. It's organic, you know. That doesn't make a difference. And then to finish it off, we have this meal replacement health shake I saw called Soylent. And
Soylent.
It's $9.99 for a pack of 4, which is stupid expensive. There's only 4 shakes. That's $2.50 a shake. So stupid expensive. It's only got 16 grams of protein, 16 grams of plant protein, and then 39 essential nutrients. So from the front, it doesn't look too bad. other than it has the word soy in it.
39 essential nutrients. They
garbage.
throw that big old number out there to make you like, oh, that's a better product than the next guy.
Yeah.
No, it's
Look
not.
at the back, though. Yeah, it's got 16 grams of plant protein, but they use soy protein, obviously. It's called Soylent. Soy protein is complete garbage. Low quality protein. You know, you want to look for whey isolate, whey concentrate, pea protein, hemp protein, casein, all high quality proteins. But the macros on this, it has 320 calories.
That's a lot.
19 grams of fat. Almost 20 grams of fat. It's got more fat than protein.
Right.
That's always...
You drink 2 of those, and that's
Not
like
even
almost, you know, it's a good chunk of our entire day for fat.
It doesn't have... It's very low in sugar, I'll give it that, but it's got 29 grams of carbs. I mean, it's meant to be a meal replacement, I think, so, I mean...
20 grams of fat per meal is awful.
Yeah, 20 grams of fat and only 16 grams of protein, and it's all soy protein.
Yeah.
You know, the ingredients. You know, this is where a good one where you'd like to look at the ingredients: filtered water, soy protein isolate, maltodextrin, which is a carbohydrate made from corn. It's a carbohydrate powder. High oleic sunflower oil, allulose, which is a carbohydrate sweetener, and canola oil. So it's like some oils and some soy protein and some water all mixed together with some flavoring.
Yeah.
Makes me want to throw up.
Yeah.
And then they have a vitamin mineral blend they add to it, but just...
That's like the cheapest little thing
Take
you
your
can do.
vitamins.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
suck in, you know.
Get some Flintstones vitamins or something, you know?
Literally, go buy a multivitamin
Yeah.
from Walmart if you're that worried about you're not getting your nutrients. But you're watching the war zone, so you know you're getting your correct, proper micronutrients.
Right. Yep.
Which, you know,
Yeah, I couldn't believe they're still in business selling these for $10 for a pack of 4. Like, you go to GNC and you can get literally almost anything on the shelf is better than that.
And basically what we're referring to here is like, you know, we're breaking down what these micronutrients are because it matters. You know, you got to dive a little deeper than just carbs, proteins, and fats, but that's generally speaking, that's pretty much where you want to start.
Yeah.
You know?
Macros are important, and then the quality of those macros are second.
Yes, which is why, like, some people say if it fits your macros, and I will respond with, does it fit your micros? Because a donut and a potato have the same carb content, so it fits your macros. But
although the donut's much higher in fat.
What fills that example? Yeah,
Yeah.
Get something like, you know, pure sugary goodness like Sour Patch Kids and sweet potato, and it's like, but the micronutrients that lie in these macronutrients are completely different. So, and these people exploit the shit out of it. So don't not watch this video. Definitely like and subscribe, and
watch your macros.
Watch your
labels.
Watch your goddamn labels.
Read those labels.
We're out of here.